Give me a few minutes because, hey guys, I'm doing 3 cards general for any size gift if you want a 3-card general. So this is whatever comes up, whatever you need to know. If you want to book a psychic tarot, they are 15. All right, so this one, thank you, Anne Marie. So this one is for you. The first one is Free Spirit. So this is actually a little bit of a negative card in this particular case because it's letting you know that there are some things you're not taking responsibility with. You're slacking off in some areas and it's going to catch up with you. So, you know, this is one of those things, you know, to get your goals tight, get it going, you know, as you enter 2026. This next one is recognition. So the message here is, am I frozen? Really? Oh, wow. Okay. Am I frozen for anybody else? Because I see all the activities going, all of my, because usually when I freeze, like everything freezes and my signal's really strong. Oh, okay. Thank you, Megs. I appreciate it. Oh, okay. All right, sweetie, no problem. Okay, so I'm only getting that I froze for you. Okay, I'm only getting that I froze for you. Okay, so the next one is recognition, and the message here has to do with oh, I'm sorry, let me hold up the card more. And the message here has to do with some competitive spirit that has to do with you and a coworker. So, or someone that you know, co-project with, co-create with. So, you know, coworker, peer, colleague, whatever. All right, and the third one is as follows. This is light. And this is when a person feels lost in what they're trying to find out spiritually, on a spiritual level. And this is not knowing where to turn. All right, so that can be very confusing. And that is the reading. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I don't repeat, but I do have sometimes a record of it on the archive on my channel. So if that helps. All right, all the paid readings though, they are archived. All right, here we go. So if you want a 3-card general, it's any size gift. If you want to book a tarot reading with me for your love life or career, they are 15. All right. Kobe, are you ready? I'm almost ready for your reading, sweetie. If you want to meet me on there, unless, let me see, are you guys on there yet? No? Okay. All right, so any kind of love or career, they are 25. But if you want a 3-card general, it's any size TikTok gift. So any size TikTok gift for the 3-card general. Thank you so much. Ah, there you are. Okay, sweetheart, let's start your reading. All right, what did you need me to look into for you? So you got the, what was it? The love, give me 1 second here. Face recognition, hello. All right, this one was, oh right, the 25 love. Go ahead, sweetheart, what is your question? So we can dive in. Hey guys, please hold your questions because I'm gonna be doing a paid read. So this is, how are you? So I'm going to microphone mute. I microphone muted the live stream on TikTok because obviously every word is censored on there and it's kind of tiring. You can read more clearly on this. All right, Kobe, can you hear me, sweetie? Making sure the volume works so I can go ahead and address your reading. How can I help you, sweetheart? This is based on love, yes? Or how did you want this read? There must be a delay. Did you need me to? Oh, there we go. Okay. I remember now. I remember, yeah. Okay. So, the last read we had on him is archived. I don't remember it, but if you need to retrieve it or whatever, it should be on there because I have a backup of all my reads. Here we go. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? I think the mute worked, but I'm not sure. I don't know if they can hear me or not. I want to make sure. Okay, I will just unmute. I think it works now. Okay. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Having technical difficulties today. Okay, I'll be back. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, reading the dice. All right, just doing kind of like a energy check. No, there's a warning here. Yeah, there's a warning here. There's a warning, Kobe. It talks about being in cahoots with someone. They're trying to... There's a warning. This is when there's a plan to be very tricky towards you and there's someone else involved farther away. All right. There's a warning, okay? Let's see what's going on here. All right. Are you watching his stuff a lot? Are you trying to keep tabs on him through either social media, or maybe you drive by his place or his place of work? You spying on him a little bit? All right. So here we go. This talks about rubbing someone the wrong way. So let's go back to the dice a minute. The dice tells me that currently, there is deception and there's a kind way to go about it. So this is very manipulative, not just one quick move. There's a lot of ways that deception can set in. This is like when you want to be vindictive and play somebody. So you want to be played. I don't know how you say it these days, but in my generation, that's how you get played. So, I'm exennial, so I don't know what, I don't know, you Gen Z? I don't know. Anyway, this starts off with arguments, rubbing someone the wrong way. This is war, like feelings that have not been tranquilized. This is like spiteful energy. The next thing this talks about is reeling you in to leave you. So this is, again, to hurt your feelings, to get the last word. So this is when you've pissed someone off. Oh, okay. This is when you've pissed someone off. So you're a millennial. Okay, let's see. This is also having to do with you both continuing to spy on each other, but the way that this is playing out is that, or at least the hope of it from the enemy's side, is that they would get their goal met by playing you and getting the last word. So this is vindictive. In other words, haha, you're going to feel what I want you to feel. You did this to me. You made me feel like this. And now you're going to know what that feels like. So very vindictive, very childish. Again, we already know there's a lot of like magical stuff in the air and also other enemies as well that, he talks to. And all the crap he also believes. So aside from that, this shows abandonment to something that you were going to go to do together. So again, this all stems from something you did where you offended him. It goes back to the same root of what really pissed him off. So this goes back to, like I said, it looks like some kind of gift or something. I think this sounds familiar to me. And this is not easily let go. So whatever story that was is still at the root of some of this. Now, let's talk about your desires that are coming up in this, or your hopes that are coming up in this reading. Yeah, that are coming up in this reading. And this talks about you wishing that he would just ask you out again in the right thing, in the right way. So this is like you waiting for him to tell you the right words to accept you back, or start something again, to tell you, yeah. The next thing is the way that this looks like it's going to play out. First of all, let's talk about some variables in here before the result. This talks about someone being very close to you that's highly intelligent. There's a lot of Capricorn energy here, and this is someone that gives you good advice. So this is someone that is either a friend or a confidant, maybe a relative, okay? And you should listen to them. They're very cool-headed, level-headed. They're very correct in what they're saying. And so this person's going to either be related to you or in your very close circle, whoever this person is. And you might dismiss their advice, This also talks about the fact that you can make a move by being slicker than him. You have to be smarter. You have to be wiser and use your intuition, the way that it's supposed to, very sharply, not doubt it and wait. So, hesitation is not good. Let's talk about the direction and future of this relationship. This relationship is over. This relationship has ended. This relationship will not open up again. Okay, he's very smart. This relationship will not open up again. In fact, I see that you're going to try still in your own way, and There's going to be something that occurs, like an event. It could be celebratory. Oh, thank you so much, Pumpkin. Thank you. It's a tarot card tree. So this is going to be opening up, an opportunity where you both communicate, and it can be very manipulative. And this talks about an event or after an event. So maybe it's after a certain Christmas dinner, or, I don't know. I don't know what you celebrate. But whatever it is, this is a time where there's a lot of family gatherings. There's a lot of things people are doing. There's a lot of festivities, whether it's Yule, whether it's, Hanukkah, whatever it is. And this talks about an opportunity after that. And if you continue, this is the warning, if you continue down the path of trying to be involved with this person who's already not trusting you, and there's a lot of bad blood between you guys, more on his side because of all the things he's involved with also, the false tarot readings he gives himself, the magical garbage that he's doing with friends and all of that stuff. This can lead you into a path where there could be an altercation, and maybe even the authorities called. So you don't want any kind of record. You don't want any kind of crazy situation going on. This thing can escalate and cause you stress. You do what you want, but I suggest that your best direction from here on out is to close that chapter and focus on dating new people, trying to focus on what new connections are going to be coming your way, a brand new year. Now, here's the hard part. I know your heart's set is what it's set on. So I'm not trying to give you orders, and I'm not trying to do any of that. I was simply giving you some guidance where, because I see how toxic this is going to continue. The worst part is that you're so unclear. Yeah, it's not real bliss. It's to be vindictive. So in one of the things I told you, okay, so hear me out. The guidance that I'm trying to give you is because this soured, and I do see difficult arguments coming up, difficult verbal wars coming up, where there's insults, there's a lot of stress and a lot of things like that, and it just can escalate. It's not good to go that route. But in the reading, if you remember, I said to you, one of the best things you can do in this situation is listen to the cousin, who will be giving you some advice if he hasn't already, and for you to be smarter or more slick, I believe I said, than the Gemini. Now, Geminis are pretty slick. Whether some of them are stupid, because not every Gemini is very smart, but some of them are brilliant, and then some of them are kind of dumb. But they're all, in a way, they have a sleight of hand. Gemini is a very misunderstood sign, and they can really they're like master bullshitters. Okay, remember that most magicians, well, I'm a magician, but I'm the occult magician, so magical spells. But magicians like card tricks, I mean, that I do as well. But like magicians that perform, like David Copperfield, Mind Freak, that kind of magician, most of them are Geminis. Gemini is the sign of sleight of hand, deception, manipulative with words. They'll bullshit you. They can sell you anything. Remember that they rule the third house in astrology. All deception, all trickery, and all ways with words. They have a gift for gab. And they are Mercury's gabbing child, whereas Virgo is a lot more logical. They're the analyzers. They're the ones that are going to decipher the code, and they're going to, be the detective that just puts everything together. Whereas Gemini is the deceptive manipulator. For the most part, you have to be very, very in tune with the skills in astrology. So all I'm saying to you is he is a person that with words can paint a picture. Yeah. Okay, so he's got the Virgo moon, which makes him very analytical too. All right, so that's another, that packs a punch to the talent skill. All right, so the thing is, he's not very bright. That's the good part. If he were highly intelligent, he would realize that the readings that he's doing are leading him very wrong. And he believes he doesn't know who he's talking to when he reads cards. He's very in the dark about things. And people that are that easily manipulated by the spirit world, they're not bright. So that's the good thing. He be dumb. He's a little bit slick, but he's dumb. And he's also very led by friends, especially a female. It's not on a romantic level. It's on a social level. But there's an interest there for that woman. That's a whole other ballgame. Back to you. I'm not, I realize you're into him. And if you continue to try to date him and stuff like that, there's no judgment here. I don't judge you. This is a no judgment space. It's not my place. It's not what I do. The reason that I read strongly is because I feel that if there's something that's going to put the client through stress, or I feel that it's a wrong turn, I'm going to tell you it's a wrong turn. But if you make that wrong turn, life goes on and things will adjust. You're just going to have to deal with some of the hard stuff that comes with that road. It would be easier and better if you focused on a new man. That's all I'm saying. Yes. Right. So another thing that you got to realize with Virgo moons is they're highly secretive. A Gemini will deny or delay expressing information. They'll keep the information and only give you pieces of information if it suits their need. A Virgo moon will purposefully not tell you anything until you figure it out. So when you're in a relationship with a Virgo moon, they're on a, ever heard the term, what they don't know won't hurt them? Okay, that is stereotypical of a Virgo moon. I don't have to say anything, let them figure it out. That is very Virgo moon. So you're not very clear about his world and his people. And that's something that maybe you should be more vigilant about, Yeah. Okay, you're a Gemini moon. Okay. So you being the Gemini moon, your intention is, here's what you're skilled at. A Gemini moon's different. A Gemini moon, first of all, they can, have very deep feelings in one direction for one phase, and then completely switch their feelings around till they're comfortable without checking in on anybody or waiting for an external source to change their own emotion. They can think about something and the next day reevaluate how they feel and then say, okay, no, I'm going to go in this direction. But then they don't give anybody the memo. So they're very quick to, like a compass or a GPS, restructure how they're feeling based on the way they're thinking. All right. So a Gemini moon can also, decide that one day they're switching what they want to do and switching how they feel, and they might switch their planning. Whereas another person usually stays emotionally very consistent, and it's only because a Gemini moon can feel one thing with their heart, and they can start feeling and living through it in the way they think about it. So they also delay in making a decision. A Gemini moon has a hesitation. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to suppress the feelings. Gemini moon can take emotions and push them in a box, and then push that box in another box and push that box down in a basement and say, I don't want to think about this right now. I'll deal with it later. I'm aware in my mind it's something I should deal with. I don't want to deal with it right now. And that is something where they have quite a similarity with Capricorn in a very interesting way. All right. All I'm saying is, with him being the Gemini and Virgo and you being, the Gemini moon, There can be some, we're going to play a game, but we're not going to explain it to each other. So that's, that's what I'm seeing here. I'm delivering the harsh news saying, oh my God, this relationship is done. It's done in a healthy way. It doesn't mean that you have to stop your feelings and not try to pursue him if you like him. It's just not going to be a walk in the park. And it's not the best result for your happiness. And it's not easy. And it also talks about you having to live through being worried. It's a shame because both of you on so many other levels connect so well. But sometimes situations and people ruin. That's why in the beginning, it's so important. It would have been amazing if he would have gotten to know your rising sign and how you sometimes say something but you don't mean it that way. You can only get over something when your heart is ready. Nobody has the right to push you to get over something. Just because I'm saying that it's over, what I mean by that is the nice, beautiful beginning that was romantic without corruption, that is over. You're in a period of difficult war and a lot of things. It sounds like one of the routes you're going to take because of your emotions. If he's, acting some type of way, romantic, whatever, you can, like I said, in the reading, it said be slicker than him. Instead of saying, oh, go to hell, don't talk to me anymore, and that's being drastic, that's one way to do it. But the other way would be to be intelligent. Follow the breadcrumbs, knowing they're breadcrumbs. Be very smart. Don't fall for any traps. What would be the traps? For him to feel that you're locked into an emotional desire for him, when he can't figure you out and when he doesn't really know what your next move is, then you've got some power. If you like him enough to waste your time on him and you need to focus on him because you're just fixated on him, then you're going to have to be very slick in the situation. If you are really over it and don't ever want to think about him again and you want to start focusing and shifting your energy to a new year and a new guy, then that's healthier and better, but it's hard because you're really deep into him. Exactly. And this is a great example how the wrong crowd, which is also Gemini and Taurus, out of all the male signs, are the ones that really are not loners. You're going to find that there are signs that they can be complete loners and have a couple of buddies every now and then, but that's it. And then there's some signs where the men in those signs have to be surrounded by a group of friends. Gemini is one of those people. You're never going to find a Gemini male completely isolated with no buddies. They're going to have groups of friends that they can call on a Friday to bring over a pizza, that they can call on a rainy day if their car won't start. That is a Gemini. And a Taurus, they're going to have groups and cliques. Oh, pumpkin. Oh my goodness. No. If you're in a happy place, give me a chance. Let me give you a little advice and make sure you're doing the right choice. I'm glad, that you're thinking about it's good, food for thought. But make sure it fits you, sweetie, because it's got to be, but you would know, it's got to resonate deep. Okay. But thank you for sharing. So, like I'm saying, if he's not out of your system yet because you're infatuated and you are stuck in who you guys were in the beginning. In your mind, it's very much alive. The first romantic magic that you felt. You wanted that to continue like it's supposed to. In real love, that continues and gets stronger through the years and never stops. Okay? Real love, is natural and beautiful and easy. Real love is not a headache. Real love is not a mind game. Real love is not a shit show. Just for you to know. But anyway, and if you don't want to focus on the new year and the new man and the new direction because you're just not ready to unplug, be ready. There's going to be some rough hiccups. But as long as you stay very sharp on your, like for example, if he, asks you to do this and this and this, or he wants you to feel like you're really in a vulnerable spot, you can tell what a person's goal is by listening to them speak to you. And if something doesn't sound right, or the slightest thing just is a flag, then you just don't tell him about it, because your rising sign blurts out so much you cause problems for yourself. Don't be mad at me, but it's true. You I guess when you were being made by the universe or God or whoever you believe in, you skipped the line for, not having I think you were in line twice for a mouth. You got like twice the power, It's like, no etiquette there. It's like blurting it out too much. You stood in line twice to get blunt, and it causes problems for you, okay? So what you want to do is you want to blurt out what you're thinking, because then you're vulnerable again. And that's something a Virgo moon won't do. A Gemini is very verbal, but a Virgo moon, they'll be very silent and kind of observe you. And that's where he can get the upper hand. Oh, I know what she's thinking now. Now, the other challenge that you have before you is that he, unfortunately, let's say there's a pack of cards, and he doesn't know what he's doing, and he doesn't know who he's talking to. And let's say randomly, I'm not thinking, and 3 cards pop out, and there's no connection. And then all of a sudden, you get 2 cards, and one means a person's going to con you, and the next thing is talking about you're looking to get pregnant. Let's just say something stupid like that. He's going to go, oh my God, that's what she wants. That's not true. I mean, you're for it if it comes with the whole real thing, the real package, the real family, the real commitment. But that's not your plan. And he does that stupid shit. So, you're also going to be susceptible to his suspicions. Oh, because a card fell. Yeah, no. That's not how it works. All right, sweetheart. So if you're gonna stay in the whole game, be wise. Be wiser than him, and don't act like yourself. Don't let him know what you're feeling or thinking. That will give you the upper hand. Better option. New year, new focus. Yeah. Oh, does it? Huh. You want me to check? You want me to check if he's into somebody? I can check if it's physical or in love. I don't think it's in love, but yeah. In this reading, no. You misunderstood. Another woman involved, it was not romantic. No, when I did the dice, no. No, it was not romantic. It was more like, yeah, no, you misunderstood. When I said in the beginning, see, you're in love with him, so anything like that makes you sensitive. I understand, I get it. And my words were, I said something like, oh, there's another woman involved. I didn't mean it romantically. I will check if he has any rendezvous with anybody. But no, not the one I picked up on is someone that is more like sisterly, or like maybe someone he goes to for advice or something like that. Oh, okay. In another reading, you mean? In another reading, I don't remember, but if I said whatever I said, it's recorded anyway in the archive. But whatever I said, yeah, you got to be vigilant too. You're watching his stories. Have you seen who he? I mean, I'm not trying to turn you into this obsessive. That's not healthy. If he's not good for you and you keep looking at his stuff, that doesn't help you. But since you're already doing it, have you tried to be very observant who he follows and comments on and follows him? Because they'll be there. You know that, right? A leopard never changes their spots. Okay, here we go. Yes, he has someone he's been with physically, sexually. Yes, it's not the person that showed up. So let me explain. He's not in a relationship. He is not pursuing anyone, because if he would, he wouldn't try to. If he was in love with a woman and trying to start a new life with her, a new relationship, the last thing he would care about is revenge with you because you pissed him off. He wouldn't come in trying to be so soft and sappy, like, oh, now I want you. So, I know you'll accept me because I'm just so handsome, right? Right. He would be into his girlfriend. He's not involved in a relationship, but he does have a friend with benefit. He does have someone he is hooked up with. Yes. Okay. So there's a no strings, I guess you can say. All right. So even more reason for you to start focusing your energy on someone else. It's just, the thing is that the beginning of both of you was very, like, on a spiritual level, on a romantic level, you guys were pretty awesome in the chemistry. And I think that's what you're stuck on. And unfortunately, a lot of women, get obsessed with the beginning stuff. And then if the guy sours it or changes it, they try to obsessively stick to that beginning feeling or the way it was in the beginning. Women are emotional that way. And they don't realize that the beginning is supposed to get better. And if it doesn't get better naturally on its own, it was fake, he's a liar, he's an idiot, get the hell out of there. But a lot of women will say, no, wait, no. They want it to be real, that they know he's going to change again. And that's the lie they tell themselves. That's the fairy tale they tell themselves. I hate to be a debunker like that, but I read about love for women all over the world for years and decades. So I'm trying to tell you a pattern that I see to spare you grief, because you're robbing yourself of a real love story. Just because the beginning with him was so amazing, but he checked out of that and he ruined it. And now you need to find a real magical, mystical beginning with someone that will continue to feed that magical love and not this garbage, not this idiot. I'm just saying, not trying to be a realist, but, and no judgment, like I said. Nobody here is saying, oh my God, you like him, what's wrong with you? I would never say that to you. I completely understand that your heart, you put a lot of effort into him, and you're not a robot. You need to go through your own stages of disconnecting. That helps you and keeps you healthy and sane. And the more you look at his stuff, the more you yearn for him. The more you yearn for him, the more you miss him. And if you are confused, this is what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to take this reading and say, you know what, I'm just going to ignore him and that's it. If he is soft and putty in your hands because he's pretending he's Prince Charming, even the reading told you, go about it, play into it intelligently so that you can see where he's going with it, because you already had your own gut feeling. That way you're able to live through it, and when the end of it gets, told out, found out, you'll be able to say, I knew it. I knew it. They told me. I felt, I knew it. I saw it. So that's why you got to sometimes live through the situation so that you can prove to yourself it was real. The trickery I'm talking about, that it really soured, that he was really being a jerk. You got to see it yourself. And that's what it's about. You can, it's just like if you tell somebody, hey, look, this was an experience and you shouldn't do it. If they don't live it through themselves, they're not going to listen to you. Okay, that's smarter. What you're saying is smarter. That is definitely the most intelligent way to go. That is definitely the most intelligent way to go. But if you change your feelings, because you're a Gemini moon, today you could be halfway to Russia with a plane ticket. Tomorrow you might have a dream about him and decide that you're going to try to talk to him. Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I'm saying to you. But you got to realize how I have to say things to people, right? I cannot come on here and like a bully try to force you to do something. You need someone to be understanding. So I'm trying to tell you the smartest way to handle it, but I'm also letting you know that if you're not able to, because you can't treat the human heart like a bot or an algorithm, it's your heart. You have to also realize, plan B, plan C, plan D. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Mars and Mercury in Scorpio, that's cookie cutter astrology. That just, don't even get me started. That has nothing to do with what you're talking about. It has to do with the actual placement of your Mars and what else is talking to Mars, and the placement of your Mercury, not just in the sign. You have to understand the house, the aspects, and a shitload more about the sidereal and the tropical of the signs and what they are saying for you to understand. Your big six in astrology, your big six are going to talk about sections of your life. It can form personality, but it's not an identity. Your identities are going to be sun, moon, rising, or stellium if you have them. Your big six is going to determine a lot of the things you expect in your life, but they are to be decoded deeply. Deeply. So a Mars in Scorpio, you have a Mars and a Mercury in Scorpio. But what house? If you don't understand the house, you're not understanding what it means. I think you should learn that. That's really what's going. Do you know the house? Because that's the nitty gritty right there. A lot of people leave it at the sign, but they don't go deeper. I'm an astrologist, so I'm obsessive about those things. Don't tell Lucy your big six. She's going to be annoying and like a nerd and geek out on you and tell you a bunch of shit. Yes, I do. All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much for getting a reading from me. Cheer up. It's the holidays, and there's a big new year coming. And there's an interesting moon on the 20th in your rising sign. So that's a moon of change. So I suggest you work with the moon and get empowered. All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I'm going to stream on TikTok now, so if anybody wants free yes and no, I'll be on there. Bye, guys. Bye, sweetie. Let's see.